you had equality in your religion, people wouldn't leave your religion. Which Hindu would want to leave Hindutva just for the sake of just one bag of
Rahul, I
rice?
completely condemn.
Just
this is
because
unacceptable.
one,
my gosh,
Rahul,
my gosh. Hang on.
First,
My God, this is. I mean, if there was a concept of blasphemy, this is exactly the definition of that.
What the hell is going on here?
Doctor.
Just 5 seconds. I never thought that while after what I've said, I would be proven right live on the panel. You know, when I talked about you have changing democracy through demography through conversion, and people slowly change the loving nature of India. This is right now an example, Mr. Razak. His grandfather was a Hindu, and look how rabidly Islamist he is.
Okay, well, I'll leave it at this. I'll just leave it at this.
So are you getting it connected with conversion?
Okay, one second.
That happened because of terrorism.
It didn't happen because of terrorism. It happened because of supremacism.
Yes. Thank you for saying
that happened because of insurgency.
Okay, don't blame it on somebody else. No, hang on. Don't always find the scapegoat, because as you've said, terror has no religion. So if terror has no religion, how can you blame it on terror? आप खुद तो consistency दिखाइए, sir. Terror has no religion, then how can you blame it on terror?
I'm saying that terrorists.
Oh, come on, Manojit Mondal. Just a minute. Because no one is asking the real question. No one is asking the real question, viewers. No one is asking the real question. What mentality or mindset gave birth to the Reliv, Galiv, Chaliv slogans, Dr. Ranganathan? Can you explain that to me? These were being chanted not by terrorists, but from mosques, from the keepers of the faith, which is supposed to be a peaceful faith.
And I'm very sorry to say this, because my good friend Professor Mondal has closed his eyes to what is happening in Bengal. Bengal is going to be another Kashmir. And then after 30 years, Professor Mondal will say, what did you do when all the Hindus of Bengal were driven out?
Hang on. This is strong objection. This is the insult that...
But I just want to ask a few questions. And these questions I want to put today and begin with. Noted analyst, Monojit Mondal. Now, Mr. Mondal, we've seen the impact of demographic change in border states, especially the one that you come from, Bengal, and of course Assam. Some of it is because of illegal immigration. Others is also because of conversion practices. I have all the details. The investigative agencies are tracking people, the flow of money across borders. So I want to ask you, and this is a very simple question. If minority faiths profess the desire to live in harmony with majority community, why do they hold on to the desire to convert? Can you please explain this to me? What is the need?
Mr. Sipshankar, I think that if you talk about demographic changes, especially in the border districts of Assam, I think it's not happening because of conversion. It's happening because of infiltration, and we all know that. And if we talk about anti-conversion laws, we do not have any central law, that's true. But there are constitutional provisions. Even some states have enacted these laws. So within the framework of the constitution, the conversion can be stopped.
I'm asking
if
you,
it
sir,
is due
I
to
understand that.
inducement.
Has the time come to make a constitutional intervention?
I think
to limit the proscription of Article 25. Maybe people are misusing. And you talk about the fact that look at Orissa. There was a horrible...
Yes.
Those ripples continue to be felt. There have been other crackdowns recently, as you know, in Orissa. So I'm talking about border regions. Why are you in denial, first of all? Why do you need to feel so defensive about it? It's a fact.
There are not so many cases of forced conversion.
Okay,
there can be some here.
How do you know?
There can be. I can talk about Bengal. Please give me a single report of forced conversion in Bengal. I'm talking about forced conversion. And that the forced conversion is anyway prohibited under law.
Okay.
Nobody can have forced conversion.
I don't think, Monojit Mondal, you're understanding where I'm coming from. You see,
I can understand.
If you have to have if you have to have goodwill in a community, with a community, especially the majority community, you can't continually make them feel insecure about their demographic strength. You can't constantly say, no. There is something called the kafir. We need to have people who convert to our point of view. Why do you have that?
in the border districts of India, it's happening because of infiltration.
Okay.
Not really because of conversion.
Okay. Viewers,
right?
we can...
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
My limited point is that.
Sir, there is no empirical evidence that you can adduce to suggest that that is not the case. We have now investigators who are talking about these problems. People are being arrested. Money is flowing across from Bangladesh. Surely, sir,
Yes,
it's not come. One second. It's not coming across to buy candy. Okay, let me open this up.
Becoming rampant, then again I'm saying that even within the framework of the constitution, law is there to prohibit.
Okay.
Even if it is happening somewhere, I agree. It's happening here and there, 1 or 2, 3, 5.
Okay, now at least you're agreeing.
But
Okay, let me open this up. Fair enough. Let me open this up. My question here is a slightly deeper question. Yes, the law allows it, but it's being misused now. Article 25 is being misused, viewers, and it's very difficult to catch because there's a whole ecosystem who will come out and say that, look, these are not forced conversions. We should not have bills. The state assemblies are passing, and so forth. You've seen the reaction. This is a proscription of minority rights under Article 25. This is what is said, viewers, that there is a fear psychosis that is being built.
So the reverse can also happen,
okay.
Mr. Shiv Shankar. The reverse can also happen.
Reverse
it's
can
not
happen.
Just because of not just because of my majority going to minority. The reverse can also happen because of marriages.
Okay.
Because of intercommunal marriages. The reverse can also happen.
Marriages. Yes. Okay. I mean, look at the trivialization. Anyhow, Dr. Ranganathan wants to come in. Yes, Dr. Ranganathan, let's open this up. Ishkan Bhandari will give us the legal perspective. Razak Khan is also there with us. Yes.
Good evening, Rahul, and good evening to my fellow panelists. Look, I think we need to get one clarification straight out of the way. Many in the media, especially the foreign media, taunted by the opposition, prodded by them, regularly outrage against this so-called anti-conversion laws promulgated in BJP-ruled states. These laws are not anti-conversion. These laws are anti-forced conversion. Forced conversion or conversion by means of inducement, allure, monetary, social or health benefit or through miracle cure inducement is clearly illegal and should be banned. The problem is not conversion or preaching. No sensible person can be against it after all. Religion is an idea and a follower of any religion has every right to express that idea and try and convince people to come into his religion's fold. Just as I have every right to quote unquote preach science or atheism or Darwin's theory of evolution and try and convince people to leave religion and come into science's fold. So I can never be against conversion or proselytization. The issue is forced conversion, and unfortunately there is a very thin line between ethical conversion and forced conversion, and the purveyors of religion snort it with gay abandon. We have seen how millions of Sikhs have been converted in Punjab through those outlandish miracle cure rallies. The same is the case in Andhra Pradesh. The state is powerless to stop it. Number two, the issue is also not about people following different religions, Rahul, or one religion more than the other. As long as everyone loves and respects India and each other, why should it matter what religion one follows? Unfortunately, though, we live in the real world and it does matter. The fact is, all religions are not the same. Some religions exhibit predatory, supremacist, exclusivist views and practices. And if such a religious denomination is allowed a free run, it begins dictating very fast its social practices upon others. We have seen this all too often. When the newly converted become proverbially more Catholic than the Pope, they begin to espouse values that are not in consonance with Indian values of love and tolerance for everyone and every religious belief. As soon as demography allows it, the balance tilts. We have seen this in the Kashmir Valley, how ethnic cleansing of Hindus transpired, how cinema halls were banned, how women were targeted for what they wore, how homosexuals were persecuted, how Sharia was given prominence over constitution. Finally, 30 seconds, 3. Love jihad. I'm sorry, but it's a reality. Look, impersonating someone's religion for the purposes of entrapping a woman or coercing her to change a religion for the purpose of marriage or of living a peaceful married life are criminal offenses. The means do not justify the end, where the end is an interfaith marriage, which by itself is a wonderful thing. Now, do these offenses happen? The answer is an emphatic yes by the hundreds. Look, in any case, why Rahul blamed the BJP when it was originally the Congress in the 1960s that brought the first anti-forced conversion laws that still serve as a template for all such laws in all states? Why blame the BJP when it was originally the Kerala High Court that ordered the government to, quote, frame laws against love jihad and go outrage against the court, go outrage against Mahatma Gandhi, who said, and I quote him, if I had the power to legislate, I would stop all proselytizing. And finally, go outrage against Ambedkar, who said, quote, Dalits should not convert to Islam as it will denationalize them and the danger of Muslim domination will become real. Do you have the guts to do this?
Well, the fundamental question, okay, Monojit Mandal wants to respond to you very quickly, and I want to come back to you, Doctor, with a counter question.
My good friend, Dr. Ranganathan, talks about ethnic cleansing in Kashmir, and we all know the history. But I want to know, what is your government doing for the last 10 years to bring them back to Kashmir relief? The Pandits, they're still suffering.
Professor,
what you could do, you could just...
What kind of logic is that, Professor?
What kind of logic is that? Yes,
what
still
kind
suffering.
of logic is that?
Everyone knows what happened in early 1990s.
Well, one second. No. If you knew,
hang
on, if you knew, you were in power, sir. What did you do when you were in power? One second, Mr. Mandal.
How are you getting it conversion?
Okay, one second.
That happened because of terrorism.
No, one second. It didn't happen because of terrorism. It happened because of supremacism.
Yes. Thank you for saying it.
That happened because of insurgency.
Okay, don't blame it on somebody else. No, hang on. Don't always find the scapegoat, because as you've said, terror has no religion. So if terror has no religion, how can you blame it on terror? आप खुद तो consistency दिखाइए, sir. Terror has no religion, then how can you blame it on terror?
I'm saying that terrorists.
Oh, come on, Manojit Mandal. You people come here, you slip and flop according to which way the trade wind is blowing.
What I'm saying is a history. What is your government
slogan?
doing to
I want to come back to.
Kashmir?
Okay, let's go back to a meaningful debate. This kind of sort of trolling should not be entertained at all, because this is not making a substantive point. What happened to Kashmiri Hindus? Why don't you send them back? I'm half of one viewer. Yes. I know what will happen. Just a minute. Because no one is asking the real question. No one is asking the real question, viewers. No one is asking the real question. What mentality or mindset gave birth to the Reliv, Galiv, Cheliv slogans, Dr. Ranganathan? Can you explain that to me? These were being chanted not by terrorists, but from mosques, from the keepers of the faith, which is supposed to be a peaceful faith.
And I'm very sorry to say this, because my good friend Professor Mandal has closed his eyes to what is happening in Bengal. Bengal is going to be another Kashmir. And then after 30 years, Professor Mandal will say, what did you do when all the Hindus of Bengal were driven out?
Hang on. This is a strong objection. This is the insult that you bring upon us. For the last 10 years, ever since you rose to some prominence in Bengal, this is the insult that you're giving to us, and people of Bengal are teaching you lessons because of that. You have been saying this narrative that Bengal is going to be Kashmir for the last 10 years. Last 10 years, you are saying this. Bengal has become Bangladesh for the last 10 years, and people of Bengal have taught you a lesson. Go on with this narrative, and people of Bengal will teach you a lesson in 2026 as well.
Excuse me.
When I had debates about this,
one second. Monojit Mandal, don't mix up two issues.
I welcome
don't mix up.
To insult us.
No, the whole idea of demographic change is to capture power. So you're proving the point. How can anyone win when you start with 30% negativity? Anyhow, just a minute. I just want to open this up. Just a minute. I just want to open this up. I want to get in a legal and constitutional perspective also. And Ishkan Bhandari, I want to bring you in. You see, Ishkan Bhandari, look, when the constitution was formulated, etc., it was done out of good faith. People said that, okay, Article 25, this, that, the other, propagate freedom to preach, this, that, the other, is very good and necessary. We, after all, a progressive democracy. Is that article of faith now, just to use and pun on the word, is that article of faith being desecrated by bad intentions? And if it is so, which is pretty clear, because even Dr. Ranganathan is saying there's a very thin line between ethical and forced conversion. It's almost impossible to discern that line practically. Has the time come, therefore, to make a constitutional intervention and say, look, maybe the time has come to stop proselytization? I don't know.
Rahul, before coming to the law, let's come to the facts, because the facts are very stark and law addresses an evil or an anomaly in society. So what are the facts? In any country, anti-conversion law is sought by the minority, because the minority fears that the majority by brute force will convert us. We have seen what has happened in the region. Afghanistan, from 7 lakh to the Sanatan Dharma, is no longer living there. It's not a living community there. Maybe one few stores. What happened in Bangladesh? What happened in Pakistan? Now the fact is, in India, who wants an anti-conversion law and who opposes it? In the history of world, anywhere in the world, anytime in the world, I would bet we are the unique case where majority says, let us have an anti-conversion law. Let us not have people being converted by force or inducement or magical cure or by money coming in. And it's not only because we keep on discussing Bangladesh. An American was just captured and caught, rather, arrested by the police because where was he coming from? What was he trying to convert in? How he was attacking Hinduism? That is all going to come out in the investigation. That is why we needed to have, on factual aspect, laws regarding foreign remittances being changed, because we saw money coming from abroad and not only from Middle East to propagate conversion activities in India. So these are the facts you have to deal with. Then we need to come to the law. So India is facing a multi-pronged attack on conversion. India is a unique country where majority says, let there be no forced conversions or conversions by inducement. Other countries, majority uses brute majority. They convert. Minorities want this law. So once this is the factual position is established, let's see what's to be done. To my mind, there is no doubt that if you try to propagate and try to convert people by these means, which are all dishonest means, you will create unrest in society. And we are seeing that unrest happening in society. Sometimes that unrest will lead to crimes. So we need to get it very clear. We need to shut all these attempts down. Some work has been done, which is regulating foreign money coming in, which is NGOs having to stick to specific purposes they have to come, which is to examine visas if people come in. Most frequently, people who come on tourism visa, business visa, end up doing all this propagation, end up doing all these conversion activities. That needs to be controlled. What needs to be controlled is any organized attempt where money is fed into the system, which comes out in various investigations, how rewards are given or financial incentives are given to convert people. So we need a comprehensive all India law to stop all these evil practices so that people can live with peace. Because if one person wants to convert and one does not believe in conversion, the end result is those not believing in conversion will keep getting plucked and will keep on resulting in demographic changes by conversion.
Okay, so basically we are saying that you can actually use the law to your advantage and facilitate an invasion by conversion, fundamentally. Dr. Ranganathan wants to make a point. I want to bring in Mr. Razak right after. Yes.
Yes, no, Ishkaran has made some brilliant points, but I'd like to add something that normally escapes attention of a lot of people. The issue is catastrophic because the Hindu candle is burning from both ends. The one end is this, as Ishkaran rightly said, the money is coming from abroad and the conversion racket is going on. But let's not tide over the other end. Our government is burning the Hindu candle from the other end by not removing the laws that are blatantly discriminatory and allowing the control of Hindu places of worship. Thereby, you have not the control of Hindu temples to start thousands of schools and colleges. Now, when you have poor people, they are obviously being enticed by mosques and churches because they will say, we will give you free hospital coverage, we will give you free education.
Right.
So you have the RTE Act and the control of Hindu places of worship burning the Hindu candle from the other side.
Okay, very quickly, yes, since you raised your hand, Mr. Bhandari, and I want to bring in Mr. Razak Khan. Yes.
Yes. Exactly what Anand is talking about is the inducement part. A poor person, if you are telling him we will get you admission in a school because we run the school and we have exclusive control over how we admit people in the school or hospitals, is that not inducement? And what is a person to do if he faces that quandary? That is why we need to have a holistic attempt and laws to prevent all of this at a pan-India level.
Well, maybe we should also have a social contract. Maybe the time has come. Maybe the time has come. Mr. Razak, let me ask you, if Hinduism isn't a proselytizing religion, it's not going to cause you any concerns on that account through conversion. Shouldn't other faiths voluntarily concede their right to propagate and preach their faith in good faith? Why not?
Rahulji, first of all these phrases, the idioms, the words that are being used, targeting the Christians and the Muslims.
Who's targeting, sir? The opposite is happening.
Absolutely wrong. Sir, it is very intriguing that the 80% of the majority community of this country is afraid of the 20% of the minority community. How can this be possible? See, in a country where we have 140 crore people, there might be some people who would change for love, who would change for something good, who would change by themselves, or maybe they like the other religion. But here, what is exactly happening is simply targeting the minorities that you are doing, that you are inducing, you are doing them some favors. I mean, the Chief Minister of Karnataka very rightly said, if you had equality in your religion, people wouldn't leave your religion. Which Hindu would want to leave Hindutva
Wow.
just for the sake of just one bag of
Rahul, I
rice?
completely condemn.
Just
This is
because
unacceptable.
My gosh.
Rahul, this is-
My gosh.
This
Hang on,
cannot
hang
go
on.
on unchecked.
First
My God, this is, I mean, if there was a concept
you
of blasphemy,
need to
this is
first-
exactly the definition of
What the hell
that.
is going on here?
Doctor, please
No.
respond to him. Ishkan
I am
Bhandari
going
raising
by
his
the
hand.
words of the Chief Minister of
I mean,
Karnataka.
That doesn't mean they're right.
This is
That doesn't mean they're right.
This is pathetic.
I'm sorry, but
No.
he is behaving like a proverbial attack dog of Udaynidhi Stalin.
I want
He
to
himself
come.
has taken upon himself to eradicate Sanatan Dharma. I dare you. You are talking about inequality in Hinduism.
Sir,
Do you know about inequality in
please
Islam?
introspect. That is what I meant to say.
Answer.
I want to come in.
Are
I want to
Ahmadiyas
come,
Muslims? Are Ahmadiyas Muslims? Answer. Answer.
Sir, you introspect
Don't
what
be
is
scared.
happening in your
Don't
religion
be
and then come
scared.
back to Ahmadiyyas, Qadians.
Answer.
Sir,
you talked
you-
about inequality in
I
Hinduism.
am not
Is there
wrong when
inequality
I
in
am
Islam?
saying that there is no equality in Hindus. They are
Sir,
coming to other religions because
Sir, please,
there is
I'm
no
not going to give you a
equality.
platform
What's
to
going on
abuse the
here?
Hindu faith. There are problems, agreed.
No, we-
But you
I
also
am
have
not
problems
abusing
in
the
your,
Hindu
no,
faith,
you
sir.
also have
No,
problems
you
in your
don't
faith and in
consider-
your
This is
community.
wrong.
Please address
Sir, it
them.
is
The biggest
openly said on a
inequality is between
platform
men
by
and
the
women in
Chief
your faith.
Minister.
The biggest inequality is between men and women,
Sir,
50-50.
the elected Chief Minister
What are you
has
talking
said,
about?
I'm just- Sir,
Forget
the
about
elected
other
Chief
sects.
Minister has said this.
No, I'm
just
sorry.
repeating.
I'm sorry. I'm not going to
I
listen.
am
The Chief
just
Minister can say
repeating.
anything he wants. He's not God.
He's a Congress chief minister.
This is the reality. Why don't you accept?
Is it not a
This
reality
is
in
the
your
reality.
faith?
Why don't you accept?
Is it not a reality in your faith? Sir, do you want to make this? Look,
why
this
are
is
your
the view,
people coming
viewers.
to
This
our
is the
faith?
problem. This is just
Why
a minute.
are
Just
your
a minute.
people coming to
There
our
is
faith
an
only for a
attempt.
bag of
No,
rice?
I mean, let's lower everyone's
You think
feeders. I
people
don't
are
have much
coming-
time on this. 1 second. There has been an attempt, viewers. As I said, the responsibility of creating harmony is upon the Hindus only. Everyone else can keep provoking. They can keep going under the radar, converting, making the Hindu faith and other people's extremely insecure. What has happened in Bangladesh and Pakistan, viewers? Where is the minority community there? Statistically speaking, viewers, where are they? Yes, Dr. Ranganathan, quick point and I want to move on. Yes.
When he talks about equality in Islam and not predatory nature, ask him what has happened in Pakistan and Bangladesh right now.
I'm asking. The person won't have an answer. He'll say that's their problem, their country.
have any idea about,
Their problem, their country. Listen, viewers, the fact is, I think the time has come when the owners of upholding, 1 second, sir, when the
Rahul, just-
owners of upholding, yes, okay, Mishkan Bhandari, yes, before I move on, yes.
Justin, Rahul, this nonsense of saying that why is 80% scared of 20% and feeling all superstitious about it has to end. Because there is one fact which we need to address. If the 20% has guns, and laws are guns in democracy, if you have laws tailor-made where Hindu temples are taken over, where you have special rights and special privileges, and then using those laws, you drive certain benefits, and then you say, why is 80% scared of 20%? In India, from 47 till now, what population has increased as a percentage of the population? What has decreased? And what has happened in Pakistan and Bangladesh? It is due to favorable laws made for vote bank politics. Remove those laws, make it an equal field, and you would not need any anti-conversion laws then.
Okay, another hand going up. Yes, doctor.
Just 5
one
seconds. I
sentence,
never
please.
thought that while after what I've said,
Yeah.
I would be proven right live on the panel. You know, when I talked about you have changing democracy through demography through conversion, and people slowly change the loving nature of India. This is right now an example, Mr. Razak. His grandfather was a Hindu, and look how rabidly Islamist he is.
Okay, well, I'll leave it at this. I'll just leave it at this.